welcome back. August 23rd, day 2 of our baking trifecta. We have National Sponge Cake Day. Sponge cake. It's basically cake. It's just cake. But I did find a European version, I think they're calling it. It's just 4 ingredients. And you got these 4 things in your house. It's eggs, it's flour, it's sugar, it's baking powder. That's it. How easy is this going to be? But of course we got to dress it up a little bit. So I came up with some interesting idea. For if you're having a group of people over for dinner, something we're going to try just to kind of make it fancy. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I got my 2 pans greased, parchment lined, re-greased. So they're ready to go. My oven's on 350, preheating. Actually, it's a little lower than 350 because I'm using those dark pans again. But anyway, 350 if you're using regular pans. Got my mixer, my stuff. Let's get this one going today. Super easy. I'm not even going to tell you what you need. Let's just jump right in today. So with our mixer, whip attachment or beater attachment or whatever you call it, 6 eggs, room temperature. Make sure these are room temperature eggs. If they're not, if they're cold out of the fridge, put them in a bowl of warm water for a few minutes to get them to room temperature, okay? We're going to whip these up for about a minute. Okay, and then to your eggs that are whisking away, slowly add a cup of sugar, okay? Just little by little drizzle it into there, okay? With this running. Once you get this all incorporated in, the sugar, you're going to let this just run for about 7 or 8 minutes, okay? You want this really, really frothy, really volumed up, okay? Okay, and then in the meantime, while that's whipping up for 8 minutes, take a cup of flour and a ½ teaspoon of baking powder, okay? And you just want to whisk these together. Okay, so 8 minutes we went with this, and look at the volume we got in this. I gotta show you this. I mean, look at the volume we got in this egg sugar mixture. I mean, it just really aerated up. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is take your flour and baking soda you mix together and sift it a little bit at a time, about 1/3 to a little bit into your egg mixture here, and fold. We're folding today, not mixing, folding. So we're just going, because we want to keep, like we've done with a couple other cakes recently, we want to keep that airy quality of this batter. We want it to stay as fluffy as possible. Okay, so you're just going to fold in your flour. Once you get that in, another 1/3. And you're sifting it because you don't want chunks. You want to make sure this batter is as smooth as possible as well, okay? We don't want big clumps of flour, because sometimes you get those big clumpy pieces, okay? So again, just fold it in gently, but make sure you get all the way down to the bottom and really get in there, okay? Okay, so just make sure as you're mixing and folding this, you get all the way to the bottom, because what tends to happen is when you sift your flour in and you start doing it, the flour sinks to the bottom. And if you don't get all the way down to the bottom, what winds up happening as you're doing it, you'll see, you'll be folding it, and all of a sudden you'll get this vein of flour that wasn't mixed, and all of a sudden you see, wait, that flour wasn't mixed in, and then you do it again and you see it again. So you got to really make sure you get down on the bottom and scrape the bottom of this bowl until it's all incorporated. But you don't want to over mix it either, okay? Because you want to, like I said, keep that volume. Alright, so here's our 2 9-inch pans. We're going to evenly, or as evenly as possible, split this between the 2, because we're going to make a nice layer cake out of this. I got some fresh strawberries today, And I came up with an idea of something that we're going to try with this. I don't know, I think it's going to make a cool presentation. But we'll see. We'll see what we can come up with today. Because we got to make it interesting. I mean, I can't just sit here and bake 2 layers of a sponge cake. I mean, what's exciting about that? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's still cake. I mean, who doesn't love cake? But we got to do something to jazz this thing up. Alrighty, that looks about even. Let's hope. Because I hate when I have uneven layers like we did the other day with that spumoni cake. I mean, that pistachio one was like a pancake compared to the other one. It just didn't rise like the other one. Alrighty, so there they go into our oven for about 20-25 minutes. Make sure you keep your eye on them. They're going to have a nice golden brown when they're ready. Okay? See you when these come out. We'll let them cool on our racks, and then we're going to do something fun with it. Alright? Alright, so it's a couple hours later. There's my 2 beautiful sponge cakes. They really came out great for a change. They didn't burn. That trick of lowering the temperature kind of helps. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to do something kind of fun with this one. We want to give it a nice little fruit kind of touch, because I'm thinking like strawberry shortcake-ish. You know what I mean? Along those lines. Whipped cream, strawberries and stuff. Because you have this beautiful sponge cake. So it's kind of like that. What I did first, here's my bottom part of my cake. I just microwaved for about 20 seconds some seedless blackberry jam. Because I want to give this cake a little more sweetness. You got to remember, there's just sugar in this. There's no vanilla or anything else. So I don't even know what the flavor of this cake is. You know what I mean? It may just be just a very plain cake. So I'm just going to add just this little layer of this blackberry jam just to kind of give it a little bit of a fruit kick. We have some fresh strawberries going, but this is going to be a little more of a fruit kick. Okay. For this part of it, this is what I wanted to try that I thought might be kind of interesting and make kind of a creative presentation for this. So what I'm going to try to do, I have this little biscuit cutter here. What I want to try to do is make it even 6 wells, if I can, in this other layer. But I got to kind of measure it out. So I'm going to just kind of score the top here and make a little line. Just so I could see, use that kind of as my guide. I do this one in the middle. If you make a line down the middle, okay, and then I'm going to just kind of cut a circle out. I guess I need a bigger biscuit cutter. I don't even know if this is going to work. I may screw up my whole cake, but we'll see. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull that out. Pop that out of there. Okay, so I cut out all my circles and then I sat it on top of the layer with the preserves. Kind of looks like a old-time movie reel. Hey, this would be a good idea for a movie party dessert. But anyway, so I know you're thinking, well, what is he doing? Why would he do that? Why would he hack up that poor cake? Because now we're going to make some homemade fresh whipped cream like we love to do, okay? 2 ingredients, heavy cream, a little bit of sugar. Be right back. Okay, so we've done this a million times. Ice cold bowl, heavy cream. I put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. Okay, you got a cup of heavy cream. You're just going to whip this on high speed till you get whipped cream. And then we're going to drizzle in a little sugar to sweeten it up. Less than 2 minutes. Homemade whipped cream. Let's give it a taste, make sure it's sweet enough. Yep. Now all I'm going to do, I wish I was better at piping, because I would put this in a piping bag and pipe it in, which is, if you're really good at it, that's what you're going to do. Because that'll give it a much nicer presentation if you can pipe it in and make some really pretty rosettes or something in these holes. But all I'm doing is I'm stuffing this whipped cream into these little holes we made here. Why? I don't know. Because it was an idea I had for a presentation. There it is. Kind of what I envisioned today. With the wells of whipped cream with strawberries. And then I had so many strawberries, I put them all around. Made a nice presentation. It's kind of like a strawberry shortcake, like I said. But my idea, the reason why I thought of this is because I thought, okay, so you're having a dinner party, you got 6 people coming over. So you got 4 people coming over, whatever. No more than 6 though, because we have 6 wells. What if you cut 6 pieces of this, so each person had their own whipped cream well. You know what I mean? Now granted, is it a big piece? Probably. Yeah, that's a pretty big piece. But not really. Yeah. I don't know. Looks like a good sized piece to me. And I'm going to put some extra strawberries from where my slice was. Because we want to really get in there and taste this. I mean, look how nice this is today. For sponge cake day, what are you going to do with sponge cake? I mean, as you can see, it is very sponge looking, which is what you want. But now let's give it the old taste test. Now we got this preserve. It's very spongy in the sense that, yeah, you can see when you press on it, it is very sponge-like. Blackberry preserves give it a nice little sweet flavor without being too much. You still taste the cake. But now, let's try it with a little whipped cream, strawberry. There's our well of whipped cream. Perfect. It's almost like having strawberry shortcake. Now I know strawberry shortcake, the traditional, has the biscuit, which is great. But this is great with the sponge cake. I mean, we didn't have to do the blackberry. I just wanted to kind of add a little more sweetness to it with the blackberry preserves. Oh, we should have dusted some powdered sugar over this. See, I think more and more as I think about it. We could have just made double the whipped cream and did a layer of whipped cream in the middle and not even cut the holes like a traditional strawberry shortcake. Put a ton of whipped cream on the top and drizzled strawberries over it. We didn't need this other thing, but I kind of like this addition of this blackberry jam just to kind of give it a little more flavor, you know, just to give it a little more sweetness. Alright, I babbled enough. I'm going to go finish my strawberry shortcake kind of sponge cake thing. Happy Sponge Cake Day. We'll see you tomorrow. We're baking a pie. Day number 3 of baking, baking, baking.